Hey guys, this is my video to research 3, and I'm doing the history of international marketing, focusing on advertising in the international market. And so I'm more fascinating not on a specific time period, but how advertising has changed over time since the beginning of time. So let's take a look. As you can see here, that advertising are according to some research, goes way back to the Egyptians, 4000 BC, and you can see on the right side that this little image that they will have, advertisings on papyrus, or it will be done in on wall painting or something like that, and they're promoting services and goods that what they do. But I wouldn't think that during this time they call advertising is just painting and drawings. And so but to us, it's a form of advertising, for during this period. And then during the Middle Ages, the 5th to the 15th centuries, merchants would use signs, at their place of business, either their house or a shop or something like that, and they will promote what they do. And in this picture, you see that's the blacksmith, and you see the anvil and some of the tools and that they use to do the work that they do. And so it is very common for people to just travel through town, and just to look at the sign and say, hey, this is what I need. I need to go to this place and get the goods and the service that I need. And that's what they do during this period, is to have signs like that. So bakers and millers and other professions will have signs all across town at their place of business that they do to promote the service and the goods that they do. And then came the advent of the printing press, and that pretty much changed everything, how advertising is done. So advertising start to appear in newspaper and magazines, but in the early days, that's how it was done. But during the same period, Emile de Girardin, hopefully I pronounced his name correctly, pardon my French. But what he did was he owned a newspaper that was failing, that was losing money. So what he did was something that never thought of, which is to charge the merchants a fee. So he pretty much invented pay advertising during this period, and merchants will pay a fee to place their ads in his newspaper. So that pretty much changed everything after that. Another thing during the same period is Thomas J. Barrett. According to the research, he's known as the father of modern advertising, but a lot of people dispute that that's true or not. But for the sake of argument, we're going to go with the research and say, okay, he's the father of advertising. And you can see on the left side, this is one of his advertising campaign, which is for a company called Pears. What they do is they make soap, and you can see the picture of a child and a puppy all dirty, and that's to promote, to consumers or customers to buy Pears soap, and that's what he was doing. So he pretty much started advertising campaign, how to promote certain products and goods to the consumer. And then advertise change, during the 20th century, where radios and TV came along, and it pretty much changed how advertising is done, especially on radio and TV. And you can see that Westinghouse became the first commercial radio to start, promoting programmings and then inserting advertising during, the programmings. And then NBC became the first television to promote or broadcast an advertising on TV. So let's take a look at, the very first ad on TV. Hopefully this works. It's a very short, 10-second ad. And that's it. Very simple. And 10-second, advertising a watch company for the very first time. And that's how radio and TV has changed how advertising is happening. And then came along the internet, and that pretty much changed everything, how we receive, how we promote, how we market goods and services. And it's done through the internet. So Google, that's a big, company that pretty much changed how, people who get on the internet to see, advertising and stuff like that. And then came social media. You got the Facebook, the Pinterest, and Snapchat, and Twitters, and LinkedIn, and all the other stuff, and YouTube. And so these other, social medias and apps start to promote or market and sell advertising on their sites. So, and it's pretty much, it's changed because, like, for example, the other day I was looking at some stuff on Amazon, and then went on my Facebook account, and then it started to show products that I watch on Amazon. I'm like, this is freaky, because I was looking at some stuff on Amazon. Now Facebook is telling me to go buy some of this stuff. So it's something totally different. And I don't know if I can handle that kind of stuff. But, just to take a look at some advertising, compare how it looked back then to how it looked now. And then you can see that on the top picture here, let me move my picture out of the way. You can see the Michelin Man and how the Michelin Man looked, way back then, riding a bicycle to the nice foamy white Michelin guy running with the tire. And then on the bottom left, you will see Tony the Tiger, and you can see the early version of Tony the Tiger, with Kellogg Frosted Flakes. And you can see the tiger, but the new tiger, he's looked like he's been putting on some, benching some weight, so he's kind of a little buff compared to the old tiger. Maybe it's the sugar in the Frosty Flakes that makes him, a little bit buff, but nevertheless, how it's changed. And then Aunt Jemima, one of my favorite pancake box I buy, because sometimes the kids want to eat pancakes, and I would just say, let's go get some Aunt Jemima. And you can see how Aunt Jemima looked back then versus how Aunt Jemima looked now. And this is just to show, illustrate how advertising has changed, over time, and how it's looked now, and how it's changed with the, advent of newspapers, TVs, radios, and the internet, and how all that stuff has changed how advertising is done. So, all right, this is my video, and hopefully you enjoyed that.